a notification quite yet.
It says upcoming skills weigh nothing.
With an exclamation mark?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
But it says waiting for refuge.
Of course it does. You know what, YouTube? I don't know why you like to be the way that you are.
Yeah, YouTube's gay.
Super gay. You should
But,
use
like-
Rumble.
So funny.
Or what's that other one that guy says? Mike Adams.
Please tell me there's audio, peoples.
There we go.
Please. I need a
There
5x5.
it
Give me a thank goodness.
Can you hear me now?
Can you please, everybody, Mike, sound off?
Sound off like you got a pair.
Heath,
Oh, sorry.
Heath, sound off.
5x5, says Danny.
Sounding 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we were
1,
doing
2,
sign
3,
language. I was
4.
like, you mean the world to me. How is that for sign language?
Okay, can everybody hear each person clearly, or am I like 500 times louder than them?
You are always 500 times louder than us.
You know, that was one of the only things I knew how to say in high school in sign language.
That's all I know, and you taught me.
I know only one
That's
sign
funny.
language, and that's that.
Have you seen that thing where somebody was like, instead of flipping someone off when you're driving, you give them the thumbs down? People are like talking about how it's way more like, it really hits you when you see somebody thumbs down you. Like,
Everyone sounds good. It's great now. Well, thank you very much for drinking it.
we're gonna get banned because you're
Gotta stop.
doing that. Guys, let me
sorry.
just say really quick, we are all still recovering from the ruckus.
Yeah.
We're tired.
Thanks.
Like,
I had to buy vitamins.
I'm still waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning with 3 hours sleep. I don't know why, but and I'm
Mike's
tired.
brain just decides at 3 a.m. like, hey, let's think about this.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of stuff going on. I got
Ooh, wait.
school going on. I got training going on. I got.
I guess one of these things.
Ooh, 12C, I forgot to email you. Guess what I found
He
when
knows. I sent him a video already.
No, I know, but I didn't tell him that I found the pad for the armband thing.
Oh,
So I
shoot.
dug through, I couldn't find a
Fancy.
strap, but I did find the pad
The
that
shoulder
goes on
pad.
the strap. So I stuck that inside
So what she's
of
saying
the
is you had to
bag.
provide your own shoulder strap, but she gave you the pad.
Listen, you know what? Well, he got his adventure bag stolen at the ruckus.
That's super gay, by the
Listen,
way.
some hobo
Super
may
gay.
end up saving a life. So let's just hope that that's what's going to happen. Okay?
Maybe.
Can I say hobo online?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's derogatory.
Or some hobo may end up starting a YouTube channel, and Jake may have been instrumental in turning somebody's life around.
There
This
you
is
go.
true.
Word.
There we go.
That works.
Good
Let's
job,
look at
Jake.
the positives.
Talk about positivity.
Positive.
Get on the path to positivity.
After what tornado?
There's a tornado.
We had a tornado the week before the ruckus. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We did have a
see,
tornado.
Peacock.
That was like the beginning of our, like, that was a rough week. Just the
That
sleep
was the
that we didn't
start
get.
of the ruckus for us.
It
A
was.
tornado.
It was like Wednesday night.
Oh, Sarah, well, we should tell you the story about our trip to North Carolina. That was super fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh. You're
I'll send this trip
24
home.
hours. How many hours did you guys go without sleep?
It was a solid 48 hours.
But
I think-
Simmerwell lives in Montana, and he said the trip home was not so fun.
Oh,
I can't
man.
even say it was 48 hours because it was drive there, do the whole thing there at Moyock, and then drive back.
Yeah, we were there for 8 hours, did a show, and then came right back. We had to switch off like every 30 minutes, every couple hours because we were so tired driving.
For real.
Every other gas fill up, I think we switched or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
and we did I just thought about that, the tornado. We actually, at the very end of the ruckus, literally as it was ending, our county went under a tornado watch.
Yep.
We were like, cool.
Perfect.
Okay.
Right.
And then like the rain came and it was like just dumping and then it just stopped.
Yeah.
And it passed us. So what a blessing it passed us.
However, we do have some grindstone guys out doing recon right now in, I want to say it's Batesville, Arkansas, checking them out. Hopefully everything's good to go out there. We've got another grindstone guy picking up our firewood processor out of Selmer and bringing that back home. That's going to be good. Shoot,
I have a big dead tree in my yard that I would love to chop up in little pieces.
Is it down?
Yeah, the one that TJ cut down like last year. It's that big oak.
And you haven't cut it up?
I don't have nothing to cut it with. I rely on you guys for that stuff because I have no skills or no tools.
Oh man, I've got a
Look,
25
He's
inch
just
bar.
actually Heath is heading to my parents after this to go.
I'm still a city boy
Cut
trying to
down
learn country
trees.
stuff, bro.
He's our little medical gnome.
Yep.
Yeah, so what you need to do is you need to go buy yourself a steel.
$3.92.
I'm gonna make you a shirt that
No.
says Meta Gnome.
$4.62.
Did you guys
No.
hear that? I know you did.
$3.91. I don't know the numbers, man. I'm just throwing numbers out.
Listen to our ADHD talk.
Steel 400. It's basically a 362.
So I'll kill myself.
Same weight. 25-inch bar, but more power.
Oh crap.
More power, more torque.
Sorry,
same
guys.
That's a
CCs.
great first timer's chainsaw, right?
Listen, honey.
It's awesome, man. You get that thing ripsawed, tuned, and ported. Oh my God. It's
Throw another $500 into
just
that
goes.
$900 saw.
I'm gonna make Mike a shirt that has him with a little gnome hat, and it's gonna say
Won't be the first
Medi
time.
Gnome.
Won't be the first time.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it.
You gotta make like Mike a shirt, me a shirt.
Yours is a dolphin.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
Tactical dolphin.
I'm gonna do it.
No.
I'm gonna do it.
Then do something cool too.
Listen, tactical dolphin is cool.
And then like T, his shirt, Fripp, like his style shirt.
T's
Like-
just an angry bear, like a bear just like totally pissed.
With
I
a
don't know,
cigar
maybe.
hanging out of his mouth, like that one drawing.
What would Fripps be? Fripp, if you're watching
That's
this.
Fripp.
He's not watching, I promise. you.
Right. He's
He's
definitely.
manning the store by himself.
Oh gosh.
Because no one else. Well, Patrick's there too. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
We can tell you left the guys in charge of leading the conversation. You know what? Yeah.
Who said that?
It goes to chainsaws automatically. So anyways,
You
our
started talking tornadoes.
Yeah,
That's
know.
on you
it's your
guys.
fault, Lauren.
No,
Or
it's not Lauren.
That's
It's,
right.
it's those guys.
It's
They
that,
started
you're right.
talking tornadoes.
That's
And then,
true.
of course, where do you think my
We did
mind's
it. We
going to
went
go?
squirrel.
chainsaws.
A CM 400. Like, come on.
Okay,
Be better.
listen. What's that fancy kit you got in between you guys?
That's the sexy frac T.
We are sold
Yes,
out
sir.
of the Bearfac and the Trek now. But the Bearfac is the only one that we have produced to show you guys. But that is, can you hold the fabric up like
Yeah.
towards them, honey?
This thing is fleck-tarded.
It is.
It's so
Honestly,
good.
it's really awesome.
I know.
But
I
we
love it.
sold out of the Bearfac, I think,
That's such a
around the
good camo.
24-hour mark. It sold out. And then we sold out of the Trek yesterday. And we still have some adventures and SOBs in the Fleck.
Peapod's
Sorry,
got
not
bad
Fleck
eyes.
Turn. The Frac T. So we were really excited. So TJ was doing a super squirrel secret. What do you call it, Mike? Super secret squirrel
Secret
stuff.
Squirrel stuff. Yeah.
It's the Squirrel Club.
He was
you know.
making something that we can't talk about with this fabric, and then he ended up having all this fabric left. And then we asked everybody, like, "Hey, would you like a kit in this?" And everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful."
It's so good.
So then we had
It's
Terry,
really good camo.
Terry and Jen from the sew team.
There you
We
go.
had them go through the fabric and see how many kits can we get out of this, and they gave us a number for each kit they could get, and we are blowing through those kits. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's
There you
awesome.
go.
It's a one and done. So, hi
Yeah.
John, what is up? Good morning. Okay, so the topic of today's discussion, let me wrangle this in, is knowledge weighs nothing, skills take up no room.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things going on in the world. Things, I'm not going to lie, guys. And if you want to judge me for this, I honestly just don't care. But I am not a macro person. I do not look at what's going on in the world. My husband does that. I'm the micro person,
Those are
okay?
facts.
And she gets annoyed when I look at what's going on in the world.
I need to focus on our 3
I
foot
just
world.
ignore her.
I've got so much going on in that I am not trying to absorb everything that's going on. I do like how Miss Dudley said it, Miss Lovely Dudley. She said, observe, but don't absorb. So you're like, you can see what's going on, but don't let it, don't let it get to you. But anyways, all that to say,
12
Heath
seeds,
is definitely my macro guy. He's the one he's all about like what's going on right now. How does
Yeah.
it tie into Revelation and all that stuff? So there's a lot of things going on in the world, and a lot of people are prepping. I talked to a gentleman yesterday on the phone who was talking about how he's prepping for his children and grandchildren. Like they have a compound. He's trying to make sure he has enough medical and all that. And we do all of this. Like our group is really into prepping.
Oh yeah.
But you can prep all of those things, and if you don't have skills, what are you going to do when you can't rely on other people?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how much gear you have, how much money you spend on your Daniel Defense
12C's
rifle.
mad at you, by the way.
12C can get over it.
12C, I can't send you that one. I can't do bag only.
Yeah, not on this.
Not on
Sorry,
that
brother.
one. It would be
You
full.
have to have the
yeah.
full kit,
Oh,
unfortunately.
Hold on, I'm getting a text from someone in the club here. Stand by. I will have to look. We are live streaming right now. Sorry about that.
Interruptions.
It's okay. It's worth it. We love that guy.
Hi, Amanda. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Heath.
Speaking of Amanda.
What?
I said, speaking of Amanda.
Yeah.
This is true.
So yeah,
Chad.
it's like it doesn't matter how much you spend on your fire making kit or the thousands of dollars you have in your bug out bag and it's in the world and it's Teotihuacan and all this nonsense. Like you can't even make a fire with wet tinder.
Yeah. Hi, Bo.
Is Bo here?
Yeah, Bo's here. He
Hey
said
there,
hi
buddy.
from Bo.
What's up, Bo?
How
Yeah,
doing?
you know, okay, so let me just be transparent here. I probably fall
I can't
into
see
that
three. What are you talking
category where, and this is probably a point for me to do something about. You are my fire maker.
Yeah.
But like, what if there was some reason that you were out doing super cool stuff, helping people who just had tornadoes,
gonna
and there's
learn.
some reason that I have to make a fire for me and the kids? I mean, I can make one in the fireplace with fire starter, but I should probably know how to actually make a fire, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's things
Diesel fuel.
that's like, you know, for
It doesn't explode like gas does, so.
Hey, gas does explode.
gas does explode, and it's the fumes. It's the fumes that get you.
I was just trying to make it easier for you. Little
But
diesel fuel.
you can take like quarter gasoline or like half and half like old used motor oil
Yep.
and gasoline and mix it together and use that as a
And it'll
fire
burn a little bit
starter.
longer because of the oil. Yep.
Yep. That actually works pretty well. I've used
Kinda
that
like
a lot.
a Molotov cocktail.
It
I like-
smokes pretty well though too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is really good. Saffron Bay said, real knowledge and skills allows you to think oh boy.
Creatively.
Thank you. Brain's not quite doing it. And work with what you have on hand in a real emergency. And
Well,
that is so true. Being
yeah.
able to pivot and just use something. I mean, I'm thankful Heath is like Mr. MacGyver, you know, so we
Oh,
usually
I
can
got to
figure.
learn that on the way to North Carolina.
If you don't,
he
if you
got,
don't have what
he
you
got
need,
them there on duct tape and hope.
No, and a Sam splint.
in a Sam's Club,
Duct tape and a Sam splint.
Listen, he worked on Peterbilts for 10 years of his life, and when it comes to cars, like, what was it that broke on TJ's truck?
it was the turbo downpipe. Yeah, so it was sucking air where it shouldn't have been sucking air.
Well, it's because the battery acid burnt a hole in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Long
Yeah.
story. I think we told
So
it once
it
or
was
twice.
one heck of a trip.
Oh yeah.
But a Sam splint and duct tape, man.
Sam Splint and duct tape just
Creativity.
on the outside of Memphis, Tennessee, about 40 miles
Oh, yeah.
outside of it, and then we
We had to stop in the ghetto to put in a new one.
yeah, we did.
He goes, we shouldn't stay here.
In a what looked to be a like an abandoned bank
Yep.
parking lot. So that was fun.
It's great.
But that's the thing. Like skills go with you everywhere. So if you have a little bit of knowledge and you don't have the things that you need, what can you improvise with? Because if you don't know what you're working with, is there fluid in this pipe? Is it just air? Well, from an engineering perspective, air is a fluid, but naturally it was taking the path of least resistance. which means it was going where it was not
Like
supposed
a
to go.
sucking chest wound,
Yeah, we
perhaps.
talk about that in class, don't we?
Yeah.
Wow.
Chuck had a sucking chest wound. It was awesome.
Yep.
Which duct tape also works for.
So yeah, just being able to take a look at the situation with a little bit of knowledge and understanding on the system that you're working with.
Duct tape and baling wire fixes everything. Well,
That would be,
fun.
that would be a
dude.
fun series to start with. Like, this is what you should have, okay? If you don't have this, you should get it. But if you don't have this and you need to be creative, use this. So it's like we start out with the chest seal and then we're like, okay, now we're using duct tape. Now we're using cellophane. Now we're using, you know what I mean? Like, you're just,
Here's saran wrap.
we are saran. Do you have saran wrap? Wrap the body.
Oh, so
Go ahead.
interesting thing. I'm in this herbalism class for trauma for austere environments, and the trauma surgeon that assists the guy that's herbalist, who's a former 18 Delta guy, asked a question to the class, and I never thought about it, and it made sense. He goes, "What happens if you're burping the chest seal and you don't get a woof of air? What do you do?"
I thought you push on their chest or their
Well,
diaphragm.
I'm just saying, you're burping the chest seal and
And
it
nothing
doesn't give you
comes
the
out?
rush of air. What do you do?
You force it out, don't you?
That doesn't work either. What do you do?
Oh my God, I don't know.
You burp the one on the back of his body because the pressure is different in the vacuum. And I was like, I had total sorry, I kind of geeked out because I was like, dude, that makes so much sense. But then again,
Yeah,
it's not.
because you could have pressure built up
Yep.
on the other side of the lung.
Yep.
And that
But-
totally makes sense.
But
yeah.
I've only done that for real in my life in 30 years of doing this. I've only done it twice, so it's not something, we teach it all the time, but I totally didn't even think about the pressure inside that pleural space.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Absolutely.
Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
no, one of our life save stories was a guy who had the SOB, and there were more than one casualties. One guy was dead on scene, like he was shot, he was dead. The other guy was shot. I don't know if it was multiple times or once, but it was a pass-through, I think is what it was. And he did chest seal on front and back. He did have a collapsed lung, but the chest seal made it where he could get to the hospital and survive.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah. So if you don't know how to use chest seals, you should definitely come to
You're
class.
putting stickers on holes.
Yep.
And if you have 17 holes, you
17
need
stickers.
17
17
stickers.
But also, you got to keep in mind that think of it as like a hemisphere. So you've got a dividing line right here so that your right lung has its own vacuum. Your left lung has its own vacuum, so they both have their own potential pleural space that stretches all the way around, right? Because there's pleural space on the front side, on the side, and then on the back side of each lung. So what Mike was getting to in the idea of like, oh, well, you don't have that whoosh of air when you burp that chest seal. What if that chest or the lung is fully expanded forward, but it's got a buildup of pressure on the back side? Okay, burp that, push that diaphragm up, you get that whoosh of air, and then all of a sudden, he's reliably respirating
I had a
again.
geeked
Yeah.
out light bulb moment when he said that. I was like, dude, that's so simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I can't tell you how many times in my career we had to take a gunshot wound to the trauma center, and the trauma surgeon, because we were in such a hurry to get him to the hospital, that we forgot to check for an exit wound on the back.
Yeah,
We just assumed, oh, we see the hole in the front, and and then that only happens once, maybe twice, and until it sticks. But that's
Well-
why checking the body, doing your blood sweeps is so important, or being trauma naked.
well, that's the whole thing. Like, it's almost a detriment as a whole, because society in general looks at things very much so in just a two-dimensional fashion. It's like everything is two-dimensional, not realizing that what you're really dealing with is truly 3D,
Yep.
right? So,
100%.
only thinking, well, I've got the chest seal on the front. He's got an exit wound. If this burp is not doing what it's supposed to, go to the other side.
But my point was that we never taught that or said that in class. We just told him
Yeah.
to burp the thing. And when he said that, like I said, I had a complete geeked out light bulb. I was like, Oh,
Yeah,
we should
absolutely.
be teaching that in class.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
and that's why you guys do. Well, first of all, Mike is always doing some sort of continued education.
I have to because Peepaw's got cobwebs and I got to refresh all that
But
stuff.
you guys do. You guys do your own training. We
Yeah,
have an
we're
off
always
season.
learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
an off season for the training team, and you guys take your own trainings.
Yeah.
And believe me, you think our classes are hard. The crap that they do is harder.
And then we share it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
And that's the whole thing. It's like having the opportunity to learn from individuals who have been there, done that, and have seen a multitude of situations allows us and affords us the opportunity to be able to have our eyes open to little details just like that more often than not will easily be overlooked.
Yeah.
So we have to go through training as well, and we go through a good portion of it. I'm actually about to start working my way through the ECSI course.
You mean the Utah course?
Yes, that one.
Yes. Wild Med.
Yeah, Wild Med U. There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's why we have to do on the professional side, we have to do continuing education every 2 years to recertify for our EMT or paramedic.
Yep.
Because there's so much stuff that you're doing in the pre-hospital environment. And
What's
you're
up,
not,
Ed?
And you're not doing the same stuff over and over and over, like delivering babies. That's a one-off.
Yeah.
So you have to go through the whole death by PowerPoint and the mannequin training on how to deliver the baby. You know, if you got a prolapse cord, whatever, you know, meconium aspiration, whatever, you know, on the pregnancy stuff, because that's not something we do every day.
Yeah.
And so if you don't keep training on that or refreshing your brain, you're gonna freak out like, oh my God, I haven't delivered a baby in 7 years. What do I do? So you know, it's important to keep on top of your training. Oh, Snowbird's here. Good morning,
Yeah.
brother.
Well,
That guy's awesome.
Speaking
No,
of,
Comrade, I am naturally talented at all things. Do not mistake.
oh my
However,
gosh, and he's the most humble, the humblest.
the humblest. There we go. Yeah.
I've got to make that shirt still.
Still, that needs to be my shirt.
The humblest.
The humblest. Nobody's more humble than me.
That sounds like a job, though.
It's got the Trump hands on both sides. Oh my gosh.
Everybody tells me I'm so humble.
So, are we on topic or no?
No, it's okay. I think everybody's used to it by now. Hey guys, please smash that like button just for the algorithm. I know that there's at least 70 something
I want to
people,
bring up
80
something
people
that's
here.
Shapping my butt.
All right, do it.
Ooh.
Is it the rec room?
The Mighty Networks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, Lauren built that thing from scratch. People are subscribing to it but not using it. We're not having any conversations in there. It's kind of a bummer. We have all that information there, all those videos that we make every other week or so. We put new content
Every
in there,
week.
and we have no interaction at all.
And it's not that people aren't doing the lessons, because I can see people are. It's just that the chat function and like the community function, people aren't taking advantage of it. And this is a great way for you to find out if there are people in your area,
Yeah.
people who want to train with you, if you want to build a mag.
Absolutely.
Like there's so much to the community function of this program that is being left out.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side of like, hey, you're going through the course. Not a whole lot of people are really asking questions.
There's no questions that I can see.
I don't know if there's like you know,
Help us to help you.
like are we just covering everything so well that
That's
like,
what it is.
there is no
Yeah.
questions to be had, or is it like you're just still processing all of the information
And please don't ask the dumb question if that's what's going through your head.
yeah,
There's no
please.
dumb question.
There's no dumb question. Absolutely.
We all
because
started at square one.
The only way we can answer any question is if you actually go through the process of asking it. And who knows, your question may jog something in us to go back and relearn.
Lauren, would you like to explain what
So we
program
have a couple people asking what the program is. So we have the Refuge Education Center, and it is basically a virtual training hub. So we have so many videos on there. We do new videos each week. Mike is showing you. It is hosted on the Mighty app. And yeah, go to the Refuge one.
The rec.
The rec, yeah, top one. No, that's not it.
Sorry, I'm doing this sideways.
That one.
This one here?
No, yeah, no, up. That one. Now click that.
Oh, sorry.
There.
This is her program, not mine.
Now go to resources though and show them how many videos are in
good?
there.
Is that good on the?
Yeah, just start scrolling.
Right,
So-
Sauce, and it may be a question that somebody else is thinking but are hesitant to ask.
Yeah, so
Don't be
it's
afraid to ask questions to us.
Look
And
at all
these
that.
are
Look at
these
all
are
that.
all lessons that we have put together for you guys.
And so we used to do these bite-sized learning things on YouTube, and we would really focus on doing like, oh, here's this little 5-minute video on YouTube on learning. That's not how we treated the education center. We did it long form. So like Heath and TJ did a whole thing on building a med plan, and it was like 40 something minutes long, and they take you through the steps of what you need to do to build a med plan for you and your family. We did the full SMARCHI, so what you would learn in our R1. Now, granted, we never say that virtual is equal to in-person training.
It's not.
It's not?
Everything that we go through is purely informational. So if you need a refresher on the information that we cover in R3, our R1, R2, R3 class, even some of what we get into is just a little bit of prolonged field care, a little bit of wilderness.
We even have a section on like basics because we
Yeah.
realize that like people, not everybody
Yeah.
knows
What are your
the basic
indicators
things.
to go to the hospital? Like, what do you do when there is a fever? Your child has 102 fever versus 105 fever.
Please stop
Like,
using WebMD. It'll tell you
Yeah,
you have
I'm
cancer.
banned from WebMD.
yeah, like don't do that. Just go through our mighty networks and
I dropped a link in the chat, guys. If
yeah,
you want
there's
to do
the
it.
link, guys. If you want to join, please join. It's so informationally rich. Like, we're doing all of this for you because many people perish for lack of knowledge. And the knowledge and the skills that you gain, and even what is wisdom, right? Wisdom is the practical application of the knowledge that you have received. You cannot, it is completely impossible to gain in wisdom without actually having experience in the knowledge.
It's kind of like when TJ says, you have this cool guy gun, but do you know how to shoot it?
Right. Yeah.
Are you good with it? Do you even take it out of the holster, out of your safe?
Or
And
you've
wipe
got
the dust off?
You've got a 100-yard zero, but you're making a 25-yard shot, and you're not taking into consideration height over bore, which means that your round is going to be 2 to 3 inches higher than your point of your point of impact is going to be 2 to 3 inches lower than where you're actually aiming at.
Well, and to talk about like subjects that you don't see everywhere, Mike, you're thinking about doing a naturopathic section,
Yeah.
like module in the rec room, right?
Yeah.
Where you
I've
go
learned
over.
so much stuff from these people. It's like I would be doing you a disservice by not sharing it, even though I paid a grip of money for it.
Yeah, because you're getting your, what is the certificate, or like the what is your title once you
Well,
complete?
I'm in one course right now, and it's basically how to survive in austere environment or prolonged field care, just using natural resources or herbs, and how to make the herbs, the concoctions, the tinctures, the
Poultices and
the-
all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. I don't know who wouldn't want to do that, especially considering like, I kind of think
Well, it's also better for you too. It's not
Yeah.
synthetic, so
it's
there's
not
that.
synthetic, and it's like there's two types of people in the world. There's the I'm gonna grab Tylenol and I'm gonna try peppermint oil and like drink some water first. You know?
I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat. Everything we've been taught in history is a dang lie, and so is the American Medical Association and all the medicine. Everything that is in allopathic or Western medicine is all synthetic, big pharma based. They are legal drug pushers, and that is proven. There's white papers on it. when I went through the history of the American Medical Association through one of my homeopathic schooling, it was an eye opener. I had no idea because you make no profit from cures.
Nope.
It's a band-aid. You're suppressing the problem. You're not uprooting it. You
Yeah.
can't technically say to cure it, but you're still, if you say uprooting the problem, that's not a cure.
That's why you end up with, if you suffer with such and such symptoms because of such and such disease,
Well, even those drug commercials.
take this drug. But if you experience this,
and even
that,
death.
Yeah, this might lead to a runny nose, excessive sneezing, or death. Like,
consult your doctors so that we can get you more prescriptions to handle those.
Yeah.
And then you have side effects from those drugs, so you need some more drugs for those
Yep.
side
So
effects
you
for
end
those
up
drugs.
with 27 different pills that you got to
You
take.
got your
No.
Monday through Friday box. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So much stuff can be handled. And granted, a lot of it has to do too with our food-like products that are on the market, and they're cheaper.
food-like products.
Yeah, they're all those big college names that should only have 2 ingredients in it, but there's 15. So that's part of the problem too. 'Cause
Calorically dense,
Yeah.
nutritionally lacking.
diet
so
is a
frustrating.
huge part of it, but I know it's hard. Not all of us can go on that perfect keto diet or that perfect.
Yeah.
Not everyone has a backyard with sheep or cattle, and chickens. I get it.
Yeah.
But you have to eat smarter because they're poisoning you one way or another with your food.
Shop the outside of, shop the outer aisles of the store. Stay out of the middle.
Yeah.
Shop the outers. And I get it because just a little backstory for me. I grew up with a mom when I was about 7 or 8. She got bit by a tick and got Lyme's, but she was misdiagnosed by multiple doctors. She had fibromyalgia. She had so many different things. She ended up with an illness called multiple chemical sensitivity and environmental illness, MCSEI. And so I grew up in a house where we measured the EMFs before we bought a house because my mom couldn't handle it. Fluorescent lights, she could see it flickering. She could only wear cotton. She
My
couldn't
wife
be
senses that
around.
stuff.
She couldn't be around any
see
kinds of
fluorescent
perfumes
lights
or anything
flickering.
like that. Now, praise the Father, He healed her, and she's totally normal and wears whatever the heck she wants, smells whatever the heck she wants. She's not worried about anything anymore.
Yeah.
But I grew up in a very crunchy home. So it's always been for me, it's always been common sense that we don't eat those things. We don't use those things.
Even yesterday, TJ on his live was talking about how everything's organic now and prepping. That was the norm 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's it's an industry. You got-
Yeah.
and
And
that
you
was-
have to pay so much more for organic food. It's stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, and you end up with all of the different narratives that have been spun over
Well,
the
that's all it
years.
is.
Like the
They wanna keep you
late
stupid.
90s and early 2000s was stay away from eggs. It'll spike your cholesterol and this and that. And you can only
And let me
have
tell you
eggs.
what, cholesterol's good. That's another thing I learned in my little history class in
Yeah.
homeopathy.
Your brain needs it.
Your brain is literally 100% cholesterol.
Docs got you on these anti-cholesterol medications.
And then they're like, why does
And
everybody
they're
have
killing you, by the way, just
That's
saying.
that's Alzheimer's.
Why are people ending up with Alzheimer's and dementia?
Because they have
Because they
their
don't
brain
have
is
the
lacking what it
cholesterol.
needs.
They're lacking the literal nutrition
Eat
that their
butter.
body needs.
Well, yeah, Kermode, that's so true, and it sucks because nowadays to have the label organic, it doesn't even have to be 100% organic.
Yeah,
They
it's
only have
just-
to meet a
it's
certain
the minimum
criteria.
requirement is 80%.
Which
the
is
20, the other
grow your own
20%
food.
to be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, there's no way, again, unless you eat everything off your farm, whether it's meat or the vegetables, that you're going to have a perfect diet.
yeah,
Because you still have to go to the store to buy stuff.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
your
'cause
orange juice or your milk. or
Nowadays,
whatever.
you have to, you really have to do a land study, an area study to understand, well, if I want good soil and clean grass and I'm going to grow my own food, but I've got the
glyphosate farm.
glyphosate
A mile down the
farm
road.
to the west of me.
I mean, the only way you can probably prevent that is if you had raised beds in a greenhouse, right? So at least you
Yeah.
got a roof
I mean,
over your food.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But that's an unfortunate factor that we now have to deal with, that Pfizer and whatever other
It's all about this.
ridiculous company is.
well, and sometimes you have people will be like, well, if it's that bad, I might as well not try. Don't have that attitude, please. And if you do, you're wrong. I don't care.
I mean,
Because listen, you do the best with what you have.
Yep.
And if you're just like, well, it's all bad, so I'm going to treat my body bad. No, give it what You can.
It's like when I would run on with some 89-year-old ladies sitting at the casino smoking a cigarette with her nasal cannula oxygen on. She goes, I've been smoking for 80 years, and why quit now? It's one of my pleasures. I'm going to die anyways.
I know.
Okay.
It's like,
You're going to blow yourself up with the oxygen.
Which one's going to happen
It's
first?
the mindset. People have just, a lot of people have just given up, or they just straight up don't care anymore.
Yep.
And it's sad.
Mark said, will homeopathic medicine help autoimmune disease?
That's an open-ended question that's not enough information. I'm not a all-knowing homeopathic. I have a little bit of the skills, but that's stuff that as homeopaths or naturopaths, we have to research, look at our notes, look at all of our little instruction guides, and you have to dial down the problem. It's not a simple yes or no answer.
I will give
You
you
know,
the
one
spiritual.
thing that does help with autoimmune disease is fasting
Yep.
and prayer.
Yep.
I was going to say the spiritual side of things. Make sure you don't have unforgiveness
Fasting,
towards yourself.
People, I just recently learned this. Fasting's huge.
Oh, yeah.
If you can do a minimum of 72-hour fast, you know how much benefit that would do to your body if you could make it those 3 days and
I
fast.
did it.
I'm just saying. And there's people that fasted for months.
Yeah, I
And
can't imagine that.
I can't even, that doesn't even make sense in my head. I
Yeah.
fasted for
I did
38
it.
days. How did you do that?
I did
I mean,
84
Jesus
hours and I
fasted
couldn't
for
walk.
40.
It hurt
Yeah.
so bad.
I mean, like, that's a tremendous
Man of will.
amount of will and being perpetuated by the Spirit to be able to execute such a level of a fast.
You got to get past that 21 days to make a habit. You got to kind of get in the habit of doing it and just, I just want to try it one time for a day.
But also, like you can go into a fast being insulin resistant and come out of the fast being insulin sensitive
Well, the
and
point
completely reverse diabetes.
of doing it for the 72-hour mark is because after it's like sometime between that 48 and that
Start building your stem
72,
cells, all that
your
stuff.
body goes into what's called autophagy.
Yep.
And it's like, think of it like your cells being like, I think it's a good time to clean house. It's like spring cleaning, and it goes
Well,
in
that
and
and
just
they're basically
cleans up everything.
they're reborn again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you look sickly, cell. You're out of here.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And then new stem cells start. Like, it's crazy. Just make sure you're not like me and you actually take minerals so that you don't end up having horrible muscle spasms where you can't walk barely because you're in so much pain.
Yep. Be drinking lots of water paired with electrolytes.
Electrolytes, but not flavored. That's another thing, guys. If you are going to do a fast for autophagy, it's not like, well, I'll have my coffee in the morning, I just won't eat. No, you have water only or herbal tea, because anything else will trigger, there's something that triggers, I can't remember, but it will not do the autophagy thing. You cannot have anything that triggers your blood sugar, anything like that. It has to be water, herbal tea only if you're going to do that. Also, Mark, I did want to say spiritually, and I'm not saying that you have this, but there have been links between autoimmune disease and unforgiveness towards yourself, which makes sense because autoimmune is your body attacking itself. So if you do have unforgiveness towards yourself, first of all, you need to forgive yourself.
Absolutely.
And you need to love yourself. So if that is something that you're going through, make sure to start there. We've seen so many healings in the last 30 days. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I myself have prayed for
I
at
mean,
least
there's
100
one
people.
girl at church who doesn't wear her glasses no more, right?
Yeah, we've
I
got,
think she's on this live stream.
we've got,
Well, not only does she not wear glasses anymore, but she was also dealing with a lifetime of fibromyalgia, and she was on medications for that. And
Now she just admitted
Yeah.
it. There you go.
we laid hands on her,
You go, girl.
prayed for her, because here's the thing. I am a firm believer, whenever Romans says in the book of Romans that we call every man a liar and the word of God is truth. So if the word says that, confess your sins to one another so that you might be healed, go to the elder of your church, have them anoint you with oil and pray over you, and you will be healed. By Jesus' stripes, we are healed. Mark 11:23 and 24, whatever you say to this mountain, if you say to the mountain, be moved, therefore it will be moved. Whatever you say in faith, believing fully in your heart, that thing you will have. Jesus said in John 14, anything that you ask of me, I will do. At which point we're dealing with a heart set and mindset alignment with the will and the desire of the Father. So many people are dealing with ailments in their bodies simply because they believe that, oh, well, if the Father didn't want this for me, I wouldn't have cancer. That's not the will and the desire of the Father, because when you dive in and actually read the word for what it says, he tells you explicitly exactly what his will and desire is for mankind. He does not will and desire that any man should perish, but all mankind would come to him. And in the coming to him, that they would experience life and life abundantly.
Beloved, I wish above all things that you have life and life abundant, or that you would prosper even as your soul prospers and be in health.
And
I'm
be
paraphrasing, but
in health.
yeah.
Wow. What is the Father's will and desire for you? That you would live life abundantly, that your body would prosper even as your soul prospers. He's talking about the combining of the flesh and the soul and the spirit together, that all would prosper together, because the truth and reality is that reality in heaven is far more real than reality here on earth. But when we have that heart set and mindset alignment with the Spirit of the Most High God, we can call down reality here on earth. He says, whatever you bind on earth is bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth is loosed in heaven. So I can bind up a spirit of infirmity and loose restoration in the fullness over your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul, and bring everything into alignment with the way the Father created you to be. And guess what? You are made whole. You are fully restored and healed in the name of Yeshua, in the name of Jesus. But what's even more interesting is Mark 16 says that these are the signs of those who believe. They will cast out demons. They will perform miracles. They will lay hands on the sick and they will be made well. These are the signs of those who believe. That is not the sign that you have arrived to any level of like spiritual awakening or anything. No, that is literally just the expectation that you should be operating in the power and authority of the Spirit. That is the sign that you believe. The sign that you've actually arrived at any level of spiritual level is, are you operating in the fruit of the Spirit? What is the fruit? The fruit is not the works. The fruit is not the casting out of demons and performing miracles and laying hands on sick that they may be made well. That's not the fruit. The fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, trustworthiness, self-control. That I can look at somebody and no longer see the sin that they're dealing with, but rather look at an individual with the lens of the eyes of the Father and see that they are actually burdened and have compassion on them, which is where the opportunity arises within us to where I can say, man, I don't have silver and gold. I don't have any money to give you, but what I do have, that Spirit that dwells on the inside of me, I give that to you. The same way Peter and Andrew did. Now rise, take up your mat and walk, and they're restored.
Well, and you have to surround first of all, don't let other people steal your belief by their unbelief, because there are
100%.
enough people in the world that either think it's the Father's will for you to be sick, or them sick, or you're being punished, or there's nothing that can be done, or this is just part of the human experience, or what the doctor says is true. Like, okay, the people who lowered the man down for Yeshua to heal him, those were his friends. They were in faith, and they lowered him down, right? Yeah. Surround yourself with people who are going to have faith for you. I remember finding out that we had a family member who was sick, and their wife was like, I'm not going to tell everybody because I don't need their unbelief, right? Yeah, it's amen. Like keeping that special and close to you, that no, I will believe, and I will not let other people's unbelief affect me knowing that I'm going to be okay. Yeah. Which belief has so much to do with you being okay. Like you really, you have to have it.
Absolutely. And
you have to believe it. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have fear or doubts but you just have to keep standing on it. You have to keep trusting. You have to keep believing, and know that his love for you. We have a lot of people who have a misunderstanding of his character. He is a father. We're
Yeah.
no longer slaves. We've been adopted. We call him Abba Father, right?
Yep.
Like he loves you. And if you're not accepting his love, that's not a him thing. That's a you thing. You are going to have to stop not accepting it, basically.
Absolutely. Because here's the thing, Refuge as a whole, Refuge Medical training, every facet of Refuge, every facet of Caleb House, every facet of Grindstone, all of the organizations under the umbrella of Bear Independent hold the exact same mission statement. And that is to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experience the abundance and provision of His blessing. And if it means that I teach you trauma medicine, cool. I'm about that. If that means that you call me up and I pray with you a prayer of faith and see fullness of restoration and healing in your life, cool. I'm about that, because this is not a single faceted thing that we live in life. It's multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
There are multiple facets that we have to focus on here. So if you're dealing with unforgiveness, I would recommend you repent. Release all charges and judgments against the individual that you are withholding forgiveness from, including yourself, so that you might be set free. And why is unforgiveness important? Jesus said explicitly in what we commonly refer to as the Lord's Prayer, when he says, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed against us."
I mean,
Go ahead. Real quick, he follows that exact statement up with, "For unless you forgive, neither will you be forgiven." That's huge. Because the Father is here, like, especially when it comes to self-forgiveness, for withholding forgiveness from yourself. I can't believe I did this. I can never forgive myself for whatever, da-da. And I've prayed with people who were withholding forgiveness for some pretty atrocious things against themselves. And then they let it go and release it, and they feel 1,000,000 times lighter, and they feel the fullness of the restoration in their body, like it's true and it's real. So this is not just about to save lives on a trauma level.
Here.
This is to save lives on every aspect of your being. Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say, I mean, before I started paying more attention to Dad, I mean, I never had a fight with him. You know, I was never an apostate. You know, but I mean, I looked at it as I guess my come to God moment, or my come to Jesus moment was, well, everything you've done this far is not working. So what's it gonna, hurt to try, and think about it a different way.
Yeah.
And I am so more blessed now and happier now and like less stress, because again, I didn't have fights with Dad. I just didn't talk about him every day. I didn't read about him every day. I didn't, and then after all that changed, I was just like, it took me 50 years to figure that out. All right, cool.
But you know what? That's just a testament to. It's a testament to the fact that the Father is so lovingly committed to us. And He truly is patient. He is kind. He is the fullness of the embodiment of the fruit of the Spirit.
Yeah, when it says, and like when it says that He is love, and you read about what, like, I know everybody, it's like you hear this at weddings, like
Right.
Everybody's heard the love is patient, love is kind, but every one of those attributes, if He is love, that means that He is all of those things. He is patient. He is kind.
Yeah.
He is long suffering. He doesn't boast. He doesn't seek His own. Like He's all of those things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And that's 1 Corinthians 13, commonly referred to as the love chapter. But that is the character of the Father. He is not some people end up reading through the Torah without understanding of context as to what's truly happening in that big picture.
Yeah, like when they're killing out like whole
Yeah, and they see
or
some
people.
genocidal, maniacal God
But it wasn't that at
who
all.
gets off on like killing groups and bodies of people without the understanding that the bodies of quote unquote people that were being annihilated weren't people at all.
They were mixed
They
blood
they were mixed blood.
with
they-
the fallen angels.
Yeah, which is a big deal, a big no-no to the Father. So having the opportunity through the restoration of the blood of Christ to be able to fully experience restoration of my body, my mind, my spirit, my soul collectively, every bit of who I am collectively in the lens and the eyes of the Father. That's huge.
You can also look at it too when you read through like Leviticus and stuff. Like you just make it through part of that and you're like, how many of us would not ever get to leave the temple because we're constantly having to make sacrifices for our dumb selves? Like, you know what I mean? Like Messiah being our once and for all sacrifice. That, and it talks about that in Hebrews, that like year after year they had to come, and if the blood of bulls and goats could take away the sin, right? But they couldn't fully take it away, couldn't cleanse our conscience. But Christ, he fully did it. Like he was the once and for all perfect sacrifice.
So there no longer remains a sacrifice. There no longer remains the necessity to execute things on that level, because truly, Yeshua, Jesus, he did that for us. He was the fullness. He was the lamb that was slain before the foundation of the world. So when you read through Isaiah 53 and all the things that he did, which is crazy because Isaiah was written hundreds of years before Yeshua even came, except even though that writing predates Yeshua, everything that he wrote was in the past tense with the exception of by his stripes we are healed. That word, it was, he was, he was, he was, he was, he was, we are. Past tense, past tense, past tense, present tense, now and forevermore. We are healed. So again, what is the will and the desire of the Father for his children? Mankind, his beloved creation, for you to experience life abundantly, that your body may completely what is the word, honey?
Squirrel.
What?
Look at her face. You can't see her
She's not
face.
even listening. She's just over here.
Could you give me a little context?
That your body would prosper even as your soul prospers. Is that what it is?
It's beloved, I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in health even as your soul prospers. I think that's what it says.
Yeah.
So I'll look it up.
That's it. That's it.
It's a good word.
That's the Father's desire. And right, Whoopi, Father, help me help my stupid self. Well, don't call yourself stupid. That used to be my prayer. Okay, yeah, copy. And I've got context with Whoopi. I love that man. But all things considered, like, there's an element to, who was it that said, yes, I believe, but
Help my
but
unbelief.
help my unbelief.
Thomas.
Was it Thomas?
No. Was it Thomas?
I'm spacing on it. I don't recall
hold
who it
on.
was, but there's something real in that where like we're continually, even whenever I pray and I step out in faith.
Sorry. It's Mark 9:23. It says, and this is New King James, guys, but I'm going to say Yeshua. Yeshua said to him, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Immediately, the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief.
Word.
There's something so real to that, to where like we've prayed over how many people. Like your back was healed.
Dude, that was amazing. I was hurting for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like that's a testimony. And when we get back to like Lauren's over here crying, I'm fighting back
I'm
tears.
fine.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
But it's so real.
I'm a little jealous of Miss Barbed Wire because I want my eyes to be fixed. I'm gonna keep trying.
Hey man, I mean the
What's
Put
cool is
oil
that
in my
like
eyes.
you don't have to keep trying because he already did it. Like in the spirit, your eyes are perfect.
I know.
It's just like maybe it hasn't happened yet, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He's used to wear contacts. Our whole first part of our marriage, he wore contacts and glasses, and now he's got 20/20.
20/20 vision.
Yeah, 20/20 vision.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's real, but we can truly experience that, and you know, go back to like Revelation. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb, and the word of our testimony. What is the word of our testimony? It's not about us. It's about everything that He did for us, and sometimes even through us. So every time I step out or Mike steps out in faith, laying hands on, giving prayer in faith to another to build them up and to edify the body, that is a testimony. That's building rapport. That is building rapport and dwell time with the Spirit. Because I know that, man, if He's done this for somebody, I know He can do this for you. I've seen somebody healed of fibromyalgia. I've seen somebody fully restored. Their broken heart has been mended, and they have received life abundantly through prayer. I've seen the blind see. I'm one of them.
I'm one of them. I was epileptic.
I've seen demons cast out. I've cast out demons, and that is a part of the testimony of what it is that Messiah has done. And Jesus said in John 14, anything that you would ask of me, I will do it for you. Why? Because He is sitting at the right hand of the throne of the Most High Living God, praying and interceding on our behalf day and night.
Ever since last year when we helped that demon go out of that guy at the dunk tank at the ruckus last year, from that point on, I don't know, it changed me. Just seeing that, because it was, I saw it. I was right next to the tank when it happened. And then this weekend, I think I helped kill with the first 25 baptisms. And I was like the first one down there with him. And I was like, where are my prayer warriors? Come on, dudes. I need some man to put some hands on some people, And I don't know. It was just, even my wife was like, I said, I don't even care about this whole thing. I'm here for the baptisms. I cared about TJ's, speech and everything, but I wanted to do more of that because I don't know, it healed me at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was,
It's like filling your cup.
oh man,
There's a witness testimony to that. We had ATS, right? And it'll be posting on Grindstone's YouTube channel next week, probably. We'll talk to Dud here in a bit, but it'll probably be posting next week the message that I shared for ATS. And essentially what it all boils down to for that message is understanding the power and authority that you hold simply by being indwelt by the Spirit. Acts 1:8 says, when you receive the Spirit, you receive power. But Jesus also said that greater things you will do on the earth than I have ever done, because I go sit at the right hand of the Father. And anything that you ask of me, I will do. That is, if Jesus said it, then it's true and it's real, which brings me to the next point. A brother whom I had praying over other people, because after I had ended the message, I had men get up, and there were about 65, 75 men who stood up at the end of the message, and they came to myself and 7 other men. So we had 8 people praying over these men. And Larry, he'd been dealing with knee issues, tremendous knee issues, looking at a knee replacement and all that. He walks with a hobble and all of that, and walked. And through praying, legitimately,
He was praying for other people.
He was anointing people with oil, praying over them, showing them the compassion of the Father and loving on them. And he realized the next day that he had been walking normal. And then the Spirit spoke to him and said, "You think that you praying for somebody, some of that Spirit flowing through you isn't going to be for you?"
That's why it was important for me this weekend. I knew I was going to get some of that good juju. You know,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
So like when the Spirit flows through you, it just naturally takes care of issues that you've got. But you spend your time focusing on the needs of others, and the Father honors that. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm going to take care of this for you now. Yeah, dude, I'm going to take care of this for you now. Yeah, that ailment in your back, yeah, I'm going to fix that. That knee that's busted and you're walking on bone to bone, no cartilage, that joint that's just tore up, yeah, you've got new cartilage in your knee now." It's real. That's how the Father operates.
So we're going to wrap it up. Crystal said, "Funny thing is, tripping over a tie-down chain at work and breaking my arm in 2020 is how I found the Viking preparedness and bear independent. You know, the Father turns all things for good for those who love him. He can use so many of our situations that seem bad. He can turn it around to good." And before we head off, remember that Yeshua went about healing every kind of sickness and every kind of disease, but where did he not do it? In his hometown.
Yep.
And why?
Yep.
Because of their unbelief.
Yep.
So choose today to believe. Choose to believe that he loves you. Choose to forgive yourself.
Amen.
Choose to accept his love and to accept the fact that you are his child and he looks upon you with love in his eyes. All right, guys, we're going to head out. If you need anything from us, you can always call the store. Please don't call the store for bear independent things because we don't know.
Or Grindstone or
Or
Cage.
Grindstone or Caleb House.
But if it's Refuge and Refuge Training, we got you.
If you do need ministry, you can email Heath at refugemedical.com. And we do have a few of the Frac T Camo kits left, and the Adventure and the SOB. We have trainings coming up. Don't forget, guys, I just answered a question this morning about the layaway. If you want to do training, but the price tag is a little bit too high to do all at once, we do a payment program. You can call in, put down a deposit, just have it paid 2 weeks before class, and you are good to go. So call the store phone, hit us in the chat. We are here for you guys. We love you all. Have a great
Hold on,
day.
last note,
Okay.
real quick. If you email me for prayer or ministry, please just put in the subject line prayer or ministry so that I can categorize these things and keep everything organized for my personal self. But with that said, Heath at
Shalom.
Refuge Medical, shalom,
Shalom.
bless you, love you, bye.